Hello, beautiful souls. Denise here with Drazak Den. I'm feeling very goddess tonight. And I was actually sitting here working on my diamond art. And let me show you. I'm working on the moon. I did the star. And then I'm gonna do the sun, and I have 3 of them, and I'm gonna put them up, frame them and put them up, because that's who I am. I got my Sodi over there, she's cleaning herself. My little girl, I love her. How can you not? Anyway, I wanna have some discussions tonight, because I'm sitting here, it's 9/11, and I felt that we needed to have a discussion. So let's see what type of discussion they want us to have. Get my light here. Let's kind of change up. I have to have a little light so that I can at least read my cards. So let's see what type of discussion we have. I know there's a message, because all day I have been pulled to do something. I tried doing some lives, and they just shut me down. The lives did, because I don't know, they said I was redirecting whatever. Like, I'm just giving messages here and talking about things and wanting to try to get my cards out there and, you know, do things like that. And just, I just don't understand it. Anybody else have those issues? It's this whole TikTok thing that has gone down with that, and that's where I'm having my issue at the moment. But that's where most of my followers are, you know, and it's just, I can't do lives here yet, because you have to have 50 subscribers in order to do lives over here, and I'm not there yet, but you know, we're working on it, thanks to you guys, right? You know, so if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Subscribe and invite your friends and all, and even if you never come back to it, at least I can get up there, you know. I'm just saying. But anyway, there's a message that we need to talk about today, and we're gonna see what the cards pull. I kind of have in my head that I intuitively already kind of know what the message is gonna be about and what we need to talk about. And I know that because of how I was feeling today. You ask my fiance, he will tell you that I was on edge today with just you know, I try to stay on a very positive side of things. You know, how many of you do that? You know, there's so many people out there that are so negative about things, and you know, and I get that, and it's just that sometimes, and this is where we had our discussion, because sometimes you just can't be, and the poor thing, I mean, he was being awesome. He really was trying to support me, and you know, and I just finally, I just said, look, just shut it. I just need the vent. and I feel like that's what the topic of this message is gonna be, because sometimes we just need to vent. Like, we just have to get it out there. And I am a big supporter of, you know, what you put out there into the universe is what, you know, what you're going to attract in. But God damn it, sometimes you just have to let it go. And I was frustrated, like, with an issue, and you know, and I'm working on that issue, and it's actually working out in its own way, because I am trusting in the divine. I'm trusting in the universe, and God source, whatever it is that you follow. And I am, and I fully am well, I guess I can't say fully, because I guess I'm almost up there. But sometimes it does, even us as healers, and even us as, life coaches and intuitives and, mediums and things like that, we still are people. We're still human. And it's even more for us because we're pulling in all that energy. And for me, I love it. I love doing that for you all. I love pulling the energies in. I love doing the readings for you and giving you guidance. And that's my passion. And I love it. The Reiki, and, especially when I can get clients into the center and do the Reiki sound infusions that I do on them. They all walk away loving it and being so glad that they came. And I love that, but us as the energy workers, and I consider myself a holistic energetic alchemist, because I do a lot of the energy modalities. So yeah. So how many of you out there, like, I feel like there's a lot of us out there that right now we just are in such a sit still, that we have so many things rolling around inside. And that's where I felt like I was at today. And I have been told through readings the last few months that it is my time of rest, and that I need to trust, because I'm being rebuilt. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of things that are breaking down for me that are about ready to, because I'm going into the next level. And I've been saying that as well. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are going through this right now, and it's just really hard to take that in and roll with it, because we're so used to, most of us are just so used to this go, 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 and the grind and the this, and that if we're sitting still, I know for me, I feel like, oh my goodness, I should be doing something. Like, I should be taking pictures to put more of my products on my site. I should be pushing things out. I should be doing some more, whatever it is. We feel like that's where we should be. So, yeah. But let's see what we get pulled here. Turn my light around here. Let's see what we pull. So far it's intuitively, this is the message that's coming that I feel people need to know. But you're okay. It's okay to do that. It really is. It may be hard to accept, but it really is okay to do that. So let's see. I'm just, I'm going to split these like I split a tarot deck. These are oracles. So let's see. All right. So we have change. This is what I just said. Communication and loyalty. So these cards they're oracle cards, but they have reverse and direct. And the first one that came out is change. And how beautiful, like, you have the butterfly going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And what do we know about butterflies? Well, they transition and then they spread their wings. So there's a change, there's a transition coming. And what does it say? It says major changes are approaching in your life. Whether in work, relationships, or personal development, embrace the new direction. That's what I was just saying, is we have these changes, and sometimes when we're going through these changes, we come to this, as another creator has said, as I said before, we come to this empty space. And when you actually look up to the, like the definition of being empty, there's so many different things, but there's change coming, and we get into that space of emptiness before we take the next step, because there's major changes coming in, and universe wants to make sure we are in that space, that we're ready to go to that next level, that you're ready to take that next step. So the changes are coming in. And then we have communications. So you see them sitting at the table, they're communicating back and forth. Open and honest communication is flowing between you and others. You express your thoughts and feelings clearly. And then we have loyalty. And I actually feel like we had this message the other day. Exactly these same cards, just in a little bit of a different way. But you have loyalty. You see the dog here. A lot of times we reference the, dogs as man's best friend. They're very loyal to you. That's all they know. Loyalty is a cornerstone of your relationship. You and your partner are committed to one another, coding a stable foundation. Okay, so, and then underneath, we'll go there first, is breakthrough. And here they're all standing around here. They're also in white, and white is like a pure color, so it's like going through that transformation and that change and just starting over, purity. And this says a major career breakthrough is on the horizon. The period of stagnation is ending and new opportunities and achievements are coming. So when I pulled these and I started looking at them, when I came to like the communication and the loyal, even though it has, two people that this could portray as like lovers, that is not in what came to my mind. What was coming to my mind was actually something that has to do with a partnership of a project or business partnership or something to that effect. But there is a big change that's approaching into you and in your relationship with it. It says whether in work, relationships, or personal development. So you may be working on a project and now you're going to have communications with someone coming in. Well, those changes are going to be good, but we need to make sure that we are open and we're honest on how we're feeling about different things, so that that flow between you and that other person continues on. Like they hear you, you hear them, right? Because that is going to lead to a loyalty relationship between the two of you or the group of you, okay? Because if it's business partnerships, it might be a group that you might do. But when you go through this transformation and you go through that change, make sure you keep clear communications out there. By being clear in how you feel and honest about it, you're being your authentic self. And that is huge. And to a lot of people, that will show the loyalty that you have. And not just the loyalty that you're going to have to somebody else or to business partners or but to yourself, to that business adventure that you want to do or that business opportunity. Because again, the underneath of this is a breakthrough. So by being all of these, the breakthrough is like the overall arching energy of this whole discussion that we're having. There is a major breakthrough coming through, and that is why I say in the beginning is sometimes we need to be in that empty space, in that just like you're hearing nothing, you're seeing nothing, you're just, I'm just here. What am I supposed to do? Just stop overthinking it and just let it come in, because we need that space of calmness before we go into our changes that are coming up, these major breakthroughs that are coming in, because they want to make sure, and they is your divine beings, the God, source, universe, whatever it is. They want to make sure that you are ready, that you are rested, and you're ready to proceed to that next level of, where you want to be. You have a project, you have an idea, you have a business idea, a business project, something, and you want to put it out there, and you want that good communication. You need that communication between them to get that change going with everything. We want to bring the breakthrough through, and we want to make sure that we're ready. And that's where I feel like I'm sitting at the moment. And my little meltdown today was because I feel like I have been in a rest and relaxation mode for so long that I literally was like, I'm tired of it. I'm done being relaxed and chill. I'm like, let's go. Let's get this going. But after I got that out of my system, I felt better, because what I realized by getting that out and then going to my Zen, which is my diamond art, where I just kind of chill and did my thing. For me, there's just something about putting these little diamonds on this that it just calmed me to the point where I suddenly was like, Denise, you're about to level up. You had a lot of things going on your plate. There were a lot of changes that were going to be made this year. They are now pushed to next year. So you've released that. Now let us do the rest. Trust us and go with it, because you do have changes coming. You will be leveling up, and we need to know that you can handle this and you can do this. That's where I feel like it is for a lot of people. How many of you out there are like that? How many are going through this and feeling that? Let's also talk about, there's major energy shifts going on in the earth as well. If you follow any of the people that talk about like the Schumann resonance, you look at those and you look at their graphs, that the earth is just, let's talk about the weather anomaly that we just had. There's a lot of places that normally don't get this type of weather that got hammered with it. Okay, so there's that. The areas that do usually get it are getting significantly more. So there's a lot of energy shifts in the earth as well. So we need this time to chill out and relax, if that is what we're feeling we're being guided to do. And that's where I'm at. Even though I feel like I've already chillaxed for long enough, I still need to trust that they know what they're doing. And who's it for me and my ego to get in my way? And that's what I'm saying. We need to split our ego from our reality, from our authenticity, because our ego can drive us absolutely bonkers sometimes by putting things in our head and making us overthink so much. You know, the ego is the part that says, well, if you could have done this, you might have been able to whatever, or you know, that person over there is this and that. Maybe that'll be better if you do it that way. That's the ego. And this is where, you know, I'm still learning about my ego. I'm still learning how to redirect it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And we as humans just a lot of times will just, we feel like if we don't listen to our ego that's the issue. But see, it's the opposite. We need to let that ego go and get it out of the way and be authentic. So let me see, what else do we have? That one fell out, and I feel like that needs to be there because it fell right between the communication and change here. So let's see. And what else do we have? I also love this. Okay, we'll get to that. Yep. Timeless truth. And one more. The first one was safety. Yeah, I like how this is coming together with all of this. And you know, please let me know in the comments, you know, if you resonate, or you know, or any type of comments you want to put out there. I would love it. And okay, so we have the 3 that came out, and let's see what we can get with this. So safety came out on top of that, and that is, looks like that. So you see they're weathering the storm, and we were just talking about, you know, being in the calm, weathering the storm, you know, whatever. Feel protected and stable, grounded in security, no matter what life brings. So again, feel the safety in being in that empty space before you roll into your changes and your opportunities. Some good things are coming. Timeless truth. Draw from the wisdom of past experiences to connect with your inner timeless truths. So there you have the timeless truths. Sit with yourself. Pull in those things. Continue thinking about those ideas. Continue thinking about the project. However, don't overthink it. Just, you know, let it ride. Sit in that space. Feel the safety, the comfort in this space. Because here you're going to be taking the leap soon. And the leap forward, overcoming obstacles along the way. And exactly right. And you're going to be in that growth mode. Root yourself for personal growth and self-improvement. So just as we were saying earlier, and look, right underneath that growth was rooted in grace. So have grace for yourself when you're in this comfort zone, when you're in that empty zone and getting ready to level up and making your transitions, you know, face life. So yeah, rooted in grace was at the bottom of the growth. So we're gonna leave it at that and finish this up and wrap it up, because I think it's been long enough. But so give yourself grace. Know that we need to sit in our stillness from time to time, because we have things coming in. There's change happening. There's some type of partnership that's going to be coming in. But you just be open and honest with everything and what you want, and be loyal to yourself and to that. You're going to have major breakthroughs. They're coming. So on that note, I love you all.